Gen V is better than the boys. Warning, spoilers ahead. This is the only warning you're gonna get. I'm serious. I'm gonna get right into this episode. Yes, tonight's episode. So please turn back now if you don't want any spoilers. But yo guys, wasn't that Homelander appearance cool as hell? I can't believe they actually brought in freaking Homelander. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see that character. He's horrible, but okay. I just had to get that off my chest, but you heard me at the beginning of the video. Yes, Gen V is better than the boys. Well, okay, let me dial it back. I've got it on par with my favorite season of the boys, Season 2. Gen V's focus on the youth puts us in a completely different perspective than what we're used to in the boys. The way it takes you to a different place and puts you in a different mindset while keeping you in the same world is insanely good writing. There are a few things that I think Gen V does a little bit better than the boys though, but I know this opinion might not be particularly favored among the boys fandom, and that's okay. You're welcome to disagree. Let me know down in the comments how you feel, but with that being said, let's dive into 3 reasons why I think Gen V is better than the boys. The themes presented in Gen V are themes that feel more universal. The way it explores college life for a soup is a perspective I never knew I needed until now. We see the theme of acceptance played out through the Vought ranking system and social media and popularity and how important social media following and influences are. We see that play out in the very first episode when Justine lies to Emma and exposes the secret behind using her abilities to everyone. But why would she do it? It's for the followers, duh! Social media popularity and acceptance are huge in today's society. There are plenty of influencers who can relate, creators that can relate when you're turned away because you don't have a big enough following. It's the same in Gen V. Social media popularity and acceptance are played up big time in this show, and I think that's something that even people in their early 30s, heck, even early 40s, any part of life can really relate to. Social status is so huge in this show. There's another theme I love seeing in superhero media lately that Gen V executes incredibly, and it's something I like to call the duality of heroic actions. It is the ongoing debate of whether you be a hero because of the fame, the namesake, and influence, or you do what is actually the morally correct thing. Do you wish to be known in history, or would you rather not be known but have done the right thing? We see this when Andre has to decide between exposing the Woods and showing up for his interview and making his dad look good. I love this dueling back and forth mindset going on within the core group. It's something I love so much about Annie January's characters, who had the outside perspective that the 7 were good people just like everyone else, only to be fundamentally disappointed when she learns these people are the worst people in the world. I mean, the first night she's in the 7, you've got the Deep doing his bullshit. Seriously, so disappointed. And I'm wondering if or when that will happen with these characters. Heck, who am I kidding? That spark to go to the 7 has gone. They know this is all a front. Heck, Godolkin University is a complete front for them to research on them. So these characters are probably beyond the 7. And speaking of these characters, each one of these heroes has a fundamental core struggle in their upbringing, and I think that's something we can all relate to somehow or another. Kate was shunned by her parents after getting her powers. Andre was pressured by his father to be the best for the sake of his own name as a legendary soup. Jordan shunned by their parents because their parents want them to be a man only. Emma controlled by her mother, watching her every little move because of her abilities. And Marie, her tragedy of accidentally discovering her powers at the wrong time. While you may not be in any of these specific scenarios, these scenarios are so relatable to some young people. Heck, even people who are older as they're growing up. And hell, even if we weren't to this caliber, I think we can all remember a time when we just wanted to do good by our parents, but maybe feel like that wasn't enough. I also like the individual abilities of each character, their personalities. Hell, Marie is the strongest soup in all of the boys. Just think about it. She can go full on bloodbender on someone, and she even took a direct hit from Homelander's laser eyes and survived. I mean, seriously, somebody with those abilities to be able to manipulate blood and control blood, be it their own or people's bodies, read people based on their blood matter, guys, that is an ability that I think the people on the show are gravely underestimating. I mean, this woman can do a lot of damage, but unfortunately, she has to use self-harm to access her abilities. And with Emma, You've got the Ant-Man and the Giant Man abilities, but she has to throw up in order to use it. Andre's powers deteriorate his brain. Jordan's powers change their gender, which isn't an issue, by the way, as long as they're okay with that. That's not a problem. Kate's powers seem to deteriorate both her eyesight and her mental state. All of these abilities have some sort of drawback that really relates to teenage culture in the modern era. A drawback that references struggles that teens have been through, I would actually fair to say in many eras. However, it's something that's a lot more broadcasted now. And this is my last and final point. I want to get into the shock value. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the shocking moments of The Boys. After all, this is The Boys we're talking about. It's known for being shocking and crude and over the top and just plain rough and rowdy. But I think Gen V executes on its shock value even better. Old dudes exploding private parts was a hilarious rebuttal to rape culture. Nope, your penis exploded, ha ha ha. Or the shocking appearance of Homelander, who the kids believed was a beacon of hope, but was actually a beacon to separate and destroy. Very much reminds me of something else. I'm not gonna get into detail about it, but the shock value in Gen V to me plays a lot better into the actual story. While Herogasm was hot and steamy, it was background noise for what was to happen later in that episode. The guy who slept with Emma only to have her shrink, it's a reference to douchebags who only want women for a certain body part or quality. And it's not that The Boys doesn't have great qualities like those of Gen V. I mean, you've got amazing characters: Huey, Butcher, Frenchie, Starlight, Kimiko, Mother's Milk, Queen Maeve. You got a great cast of characters. You got great storylines. I love the last season and what they did bringing in Soldier Boy. I do think it's a little weird that he's Homelander's dad, but I don't think that it's so terrible that it'll throw me off. And all the theories about Homelander's mother being Stormfront, I really hope those aren't true, because that would just be mind-shattering. But listen, I love a lot of characters from both. I love themes from both. And The Boys was set up to be the bad superhero show where the heroes that are in front of the camera are actually horrible people behind it. I totally get what they're going for in The Boys. But listen, to me, Gen V feels like they took the notes of what didn't work with The Boys and they ran with it, and man, does it work. These characters are awesome. The themes are awesome. The way shock value plays into the story is phenomenal. I'm really liking Gen V. And I do think that Homelander is the best villain in the franchise, but I think overall, for me at least, Gen V was better, or actually as good as my favorite season of The Boys so far. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What did you think of Gen V season 1? Because listen, I watched that, y'all, and I'm ready for another season. I'm ready for this story to continue. It's actually taking place concurrently with The Boys season 4, so they're gonna be running at the same time. But y'all, you gotta let me know what you thought about this video, what you think about Gen V. Is it better than The Boys? Let me know your thoughts, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.